What's up guys, how's it going? Today I'm super excited because I'm going to attempt to make candle holders using my favorite polymer clay. I went to Michael's yesterday and got some candles for this. They were about $1.99 each, which I don't know if that's a good deal, but we've got 5 of them. I want to try to attempt to make different styles of candle holders, and I have a couple different styles in mind. So I guess we should probably get started, right? First, I'm gonna take a big sip of my yummy chai latte. That was too big of a sip. Let's get started. To start off, I'm grabbing the tools that I'll need to make these candle holders today. So I've got my trusty marble slab and then my nice big glass container of clay tools. We wouldn't be able to do anything without clay, so I grabbed all the boxes that I have. I was undecisive on what color I wanted to go with, so I figured I would just grab all the colors and just randomly pick. For the first candle holder, I decided to go with a white pearly color. I absolutely love working with this color. It bakes really well and it just looks absolutely pretty once it's finished. I grabbed a big chunk and I just started smushing it together until I got this nice little log and then rolled it out to the thickness that I felt was good. I wanted to make a candle holder that would be able to hold 2 candles at a time, so that's what I'm making here. I decided to go with a hump design, if you will. Not really sure what to call this design, but I went ahead and shaped it how I wanted it and then grabbed a cookie cutter to cut out the circle shape, but then realized that the cookie cutter was a little bit too big for what I wanted. So then I just decided to make an imprint with the candles, and then I took my handy dandy X-Acto knife and I cut out the circles. Once those were cut out, I used the candles to ensure that the holes were big enough and then smooth out the edges. And then I just continued to make the shape that I wanted, and I would stick the candles in every once in a while just to make sure that the holes were still big enough. Now that the first candle holder is finished, it's time to grab our baking sheet and parchment paper, and I grabbed some foil as well, and I started to crumple that together to create a base for the candle holder to lay on top of. I was really nervous that this may slump down during baking, so I figured this base would help. One last check to make sure that the candles still fit in the holes, and then we set this bad boy aside. For this next candle holder, I chose a silver clay. Absolutely love this color, however, it is very hard to condition. It took me so long to get this clay soft, let me tell ya. I typically use a pasta roller to condition this clay, but mine is out of commission, so we had to go with our hands. After some time, I finally ended up with this long, sparkly snake worm thing. For this candle holder, I wanted to go with like a rope wrapped around the candle kind of look. So I'm taking this little worm here and wrapping it around just how I see fit and what I think is good. While I was doing this, part of the little rope ended up breaking, so I had to smooth that, which was very annoying. But I really ended up loving the way that this turned out. So now it's time to set this aside and move on to the next one. The third candle holder is going to be very similar to the second one, except we are using this really sparkly navy blue color. And this time I'm wrapping it up straight up the candlestick, as you can see here. So instead of it being all wild and crazy, it's a little bit more simple. I carefully remove the candlestick and voila! I'm going with a really fun and bright, colorful candlestick for this last one. As you can see, I've got purple, yellow, this magenta color, and this really nice, I don't know, seafoam green, I guess. I grabbed my blade tool and then started chopping each color into small little pieces, and then we're going to mix them all up together to make this really cool tie-dye effect. I like to call polymer clay forbidden cheese because it truly feels like I'm cutting blocks of cheese when I do this. Once the clay is all chopped up, we're going to mix it together until we feel like it looks good, and then we're going to squish it all to create one big block of forbidden, colorful cheese, baby. Now that I've got my colorful cheese log, I am going to roll it out and twist it until I get the effect that I want. So roll and twist until I'm happy with the way it looks. I absolutely love these colors. Look at that. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it up to create this little swirl. It's really starting to look like a lollipop or some kind of candy, and my intrusive thoughts are telling me to take a bite. But of course I'm not going to do that. Anyway, back to what we were doing. I want this candle holder to look kind of like a vase. So I'm just rolling that out and forming the shape that I'm happy with. And this is what I've got here. Now from here, I'm just making sure that the candle will fit. And then I am grabbing this little scoopy tool. I do not know what it's called and I apologize. And I am just starting to slowly take out scoops of clay from the top to make room for the candle. After scooping out a good amount of clay, I take my thumb and stick it inside to smooth out any uneven edges. We want this to be nice and smooth so the candle fits right in. And boom, the candle holder fits like a glove. Perfect. Now it's time to set this aside and get ready to bake these guys. I preheated my oven to 275, which is what was needed according to the packaging. And then we set a timer for 25 minutes and let these guys bake. Good boy. High five. Shake. Good boy. It's finally time to take these candle holders out of the oven, and man, I'm anxious to see how they turned out. So far, it's looking really good. Now, it's super important that we let these cool before we add some glaze. I let these cool overnight. Now it's the next day and it's time to add some gloss. I like to use this polyurethane water-based varnish. It's my absolute favorite, and it took me a really long time to figure out that this was the best gloss for me. Anyway, I'm taking some of this and I'm just applying a very light layer on the top just to add some extra shine and protection. I also added some varnish onto the sides, and then I skipped adding it to the bottom because no one's really going to see it, but look at how shiny that is. Moving on to the second one, I did have to sand the inside a little bit because for some reason during baking it got misshapen, so the candle did not fit in the candle holder once it was fully baked. Moving on to our third one, doing the same thing, just adding a thin layer, and you can see such a difference by adding gloss onto this. It is just so much shinier and sparkly, and it is so beautiful. I just love the way it looks. And last but not least, we have our swirly candle holder. I think this one is my favorite out of all of them. I just love the colors. It's bright, it's fun, it's exciting, it's different, and I feel like this is something that I would pick up at the store. If I saw it next to all the other ones, this is the one that I would pick. And now look at how shiny these are. Beautiful. And of course these aren't complete without the candles. So let's get those added in and see what these candle holders look like completed. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching, and let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. If you want to see more fun videos like this where I make random things, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Until next time, my friends, bye!